Hello again to another Agakala Reacts, and today we will be watching the last houses and bridges on Earth from very newly interesting. It's a new channel to me, so we'll see how it goes. And the last houses and bridges in general are quite interesting to me because it is quite interesting concept, like using up all the space that's available. So if there's a bridge, why not build a house on it? So obviously it's not really something that's done in past. I can't come up with any examples of bridges that would be built with the housing on in the 20th century, maybe 19th century. I'm guessing we're gonna learn all about it here, so let's just start and go.
There are very few bridges in the world with buildings on them, and in this video I'm going to show you every surviving last one of them from around the world. There's many examples of covered bridges, and there's many examples of bridges where people live, but bridges with an actual building built on top of it are extremely rare. Bridges are hard to build, and even today they're seen as marvels of modern technology. So why did bridge builders hundreds of years ago make life so much harder for themselves by putting buildings on them? Well, there seems to be four main reasons, and the first one is they were crazy. Secondly, particularly in walled cities, space was at a premium. Bridges were seen as a way of increasing the numbers of shops and houses
that's a very long
without
one,
the
isn't it?
need to venture outside of the walls of the city. Thirdly, houses were seen as an ideal way to pay for the construction of the bridge itself. Money could be raised by selling the...
Now I'm gonna stop because, first of all, it's kind of loud. I don't know what's going on here. I think the volume should be fine, but it's very loud in my headphones, so I might do the volume a little lower. Yeah, okay, we'll see how it goes. But the other thing is, would Venice be one of the cities that would be considered to with a lot of houses and bridges? I don't actually think that would be the case, because if you're gonna see Venice, I haven't been in Venice, so I'm not sure. I've seen pictures and videos and stuff like that about it. So now I just wonder, would Venice have any buildings that they built on bridges, or they're just bridges and the buildings built on the islands there? I'm gonna have to
buildings,
look into it.
as well as charging a toll to cross over the bridge. Fourthly and finally, it could make absolute financial sense to build shops on bridges. After all, you had guaranteed footfall. Everyone had to use the bridge, so as a shopkeeper, you had a captive audience. I suppose it was a bit like having a shop at an airport today. You could charge exorbitant prices for your cheese and pickle sandwiches, safe in the knowledge that your customer had got absolutely nowhere else to go. I'm making this video from the High Bridge in the beautiful city of Lincoln. This bridge was built in 1160, and it's the oldest bridge in England upon which buildings still stand. Lincoln is an ancient walled city, and I'm sure it made absolute financial sense to build this house on that bridge. It's now a cafe. I'm sure people walk past this building every single day, completely oblivious to the fact that they and the building are on a bridge.
Yeah, because you don't really see that from the front, isn't it?
The upper floors on this building are jetted, creating more living space compared to the small area it occupies. How can a building of this size be built on a bridge with jetted upper floors and still be standing hundreds of years later? If it were built today, it would be praised as a marvel of 21st century technology. But 800 years ago, it was just another building on a bridge. Buildings on bridges back then were surprisingly common, and only a handful survive to this day. Many of them were no doubt inspired by the world's most famous bridge, London Bridge. It no longer exists, and from the moment it was built in 1176 to the moment it was demolished in 18...
Was it seriously so early? 1176? Like a what, 12th century? Wow.
1932, it always seemed to be falling down.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling
was built 15 metres to the east of the current bridge. It was the largest inhabited bridge in Europe, and it was considered a wonder of the world. Tolls were charged to cross the bridge, and these tolls were meant to cover the enormous cost of maintaining the bridge. Its history is peppered with collapses and fires. Quite often the money from the tolls wasn't spent on the required upkeep of the bridge. It's said that King Henry III's wife, Queen Eleanor, spent the money on herself rather than on the bridge. She's thought to be the fair lady in the children's nursery rhyme. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady, and that's your fault.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Build it up with sticks and stones, sticks and stones, sticks and stones. Build.
Hundreds of people called London Bridge home, and for almost 1,000 years it dominated London life. If we were to travel back in time to the 14th century, we'd find London Bridge at its best. It was a huge money-making operation, with rents collected from hundreds of businesses. It was the lifeblood of the city. It was its own ecosystem above the water. 800 years ago, no one thought it odd to build on a bridge. To us 21st century folk, it seems crazy. Sadly, we don't have London Bridge anymore, but some bridges, like this magnificent bridge behind me in Lincoln, still exist. So please enjoy this with me as we explore the last examples on Earth of buildings on bridges.
Look at this, like a lovely break for the thing, for the ads and stuff. So yeah, like I was saying, I kind of wonder about the venues now and the other houses and bridges as well. And why isn't it considered to put more housing on bridges? Like I know probably because of space, it's not as it's probably well, yeah, he said that the upkeep was very expensive, so I wonder what was that going to. It's because of the humidity, the water, the dampness and stuff like that. Was that the main reason for it? And I don't know if I missed that one ad now here. Yep. I like the channels that they kind of know that there will be like a break and they actually putting their own logo and stuff. Like I know of other channels that basically do the same thing, and it's actually making it kind of funny because it's makes like a advertisement break or commercial break. Okay.
Bridge house at Ambleside. Let's start with the cutest one on my list. This precarious looking bridge is at Ambleside in England's Lake District. It was built over 300 years ago, and in its time it's been a summer house, an apple store and a cobbler shop. As precarious as it might look, it's rock steady, and even today it's still in use.
I'm gonna stop here because it's the Apple Store. Me as an native English speaker, is that means there was just apples sold there, or it was just the storage for apples? I kind of like the description of that. Like a description, but like, you know.
Use as an information centre for the National Trust. Could you see yourself living here? I know I could. It was forever immortalised by Victorian artist Louis Pinhorn Wood. I'm delighted to say that Ambleside's Bridge House looks as good today as the moment it was built at the dawn of the 18th century, and to this day still delights visitors to Ambleside and Lake Windermere. The Chateau de Chenonceau. This incredible building spans the River Cher in northwest France. It looks like it was built yesterday, but in fact, it's almost 500 years old. Henry II, King of France, gave the chateau to his mistress, Diane de Poitiers. If he was trying to impress her, it worked. She loved the chateau, and it was her idea to extend the chateau across the river to the opposite bank. King Henry was clearly quite enamoured with his mistress, and even gave her the crown jewels of France. What on earth was she thinking when she extended the chateau across the river? Today, the Chateau Chenonceau is a major tourist attraction, receiving over 800,000 visitors every year.
Interesting. Looks really nice.
The Old Near Bridge at Bad Kreuznach in Germany. It's an old stone bridge dating back to 1300. It used to span both the River Near and an adjacent canal, but in 1945 the part of the bridge spanning the river was blown up in a failed attempt to thwart approaching American troops. Thankfully though, we still have this wonderful section of the bridge to this day. This unique and stunning bridge carries Mannheimer Strasse and 4 houses built in 1480 that used to house craftsmen and merchants. Today they are used as shops and business premises.
Okay, so unfortunately ran out from space on my computer to record, so I had to transfer some files here and there, and it took a while. So we're just gonna join into the last moment that I had on my previous recording, and we're just gonna keep going with it. And we're watching the last houses and bridges on Earth from Very Nearly Interesting. So there you go.
At Bath, England. Pulteney Bridge was built in 1774 over the River Avon and hosts 2 rows of shops over its full length and a busy road.
Interesting.
It's a stunning bridge, but it has to be said, the view of its northern side is less appealing. Today, Pulteney Bridge also has the unusual distinction of having a bus lane which causes drivers to be ticketed at the highest rate in the city. Sometimes shoppers, particularly from out of town, have absolutely no idea that they themselves and every single shop are on a bridge.
Wow, that was a quick ad. Okay, so I'll just watch this. So, like I said, unfortunately, I ran out of space on my, on the one of the discs that I'm actually recording to, and it happens that I'm actually storing all my recordings there. So I had to transfer that over to different space altogether. Yes, so I have to pay attention to what I'm doing while I'm recording, and hopefully that's not going to happen again. Yeah, but no worries. I have a few hard drives that I can transfer some more stuff to, and I'll be doing that after I finish recording, because now I just did enough to actually just have space. So yeah. Ooh, Starbucks ad. Oh, for pods. Interesting. Well, actually, yeah, you can get. We have the Dolce Gusto, and we actually like it. It's really nice coffees, I think. So you can get Starbucks coffees in the Dolce. That was the ad for the Nespresso, so it's a different brand, but that worked. And Dolce Gusto have it too. So yeah, let's go.
Pont de Rouen, France. Pont de Rouen was built in the 16th century and crosses the Elorn River and is flanked with amazing shops and restaurants. This incredible 67-metre-long bridge is a must-see tourist attraction for all visitors to the beautiful town of Landenau, northwest France. It was built in...
And look, and it seems like the water goes down underneath it, so that's very interesting. So there's like a little, kind of like a waterfall sounds, I guess.
1510 by Jean de Rouen. And in its time, the bridge has housed a prison, a chapel and a mill. The current shops on the bridge, with domestic residences upstairs, are all inhabited to this day and were built in the 17th century. It's hard to believe that this picturesque street and all the shops and houses are sitting on a 500-year-old bridge.
It's really nice.
Giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci s'è tuato giro d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci s'è tuato giro d'amor.
The Ponte Vecchio. The Ponte Vecchio is a medieval stone bridge over the Arno in Florence, Italy. It's the only bridge in Florence which wasn't destroyed during World War II. It was built in 1345 and it replaced earlier bridges which were swept away in floodwaters. A bridge on this site was mentioned in a document from 966, which was subsequently destroyed in 1117. That bridge was replaced in 1218, but that one was also destroyed in a flood. So far, the Ponte Vecchio has had more luck, but has itself been pummeled by floods over the centuries. Remarkably, it's still with us today. The bridge is close to vehicular traffic, but enjoys an enormous amount of footfall traffic thanks to its fame and the fact that it connects two incredibly popular parts of town. 700 years ago, the shops were occupied by tanners and butchers, but today, you're more likely to find jewelers, art dealers and souvenir shops lining the bridge.
Bacco, grande stacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla a fianco, collo dritto, uso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante.
Please allow me just 20 seconds to plug this channel. Very Nearly Interesting is a brand new channel and I need all the help I can get. Please click that like button if you've enjoyed this video. That's how YouTube knows you like it and they'll show it to more people. And please consider subscribing. That way I might see you again. And now you can support the channel on Patreon, where you'll find exclusive content and a grateful me. There's a link in the channel description. The Kramerbrücke. The Kramerbrücke at Erfurt in Germany has been continuously inhabited for over 500 years. This stone bridge was constructed in 1325 and the houses were completed in 1486. The bridge spans the Breitstrom, a branch of the Gera River, and connects two town squares. This colossal medieval bridge, spanning 125 metres in length, is lined with 32 half-timbered shops and houses. A cobbled street runs through the middle of the bridge, flanked by what are the longest rows of inhabited buildings on any bridge in Europe. Would you believe that this bridge replaced previous wooden bridges that were destroyed by collapses and fires? The Kramerbrücke is an amazing thing to have survived for all this time, for us and for future generations to enjoy. Pont de Marchand, Narbonne.
So far I can see that mostly, well, there was one in Italy, there was like two in UK, but the France and Germany have quite a lot as well, isn't it?
Southern France.
Oh, look at the climbing roses there.
In English, it's known as the Merchant's Bridge, and it dates back to Roman times. Even though only one is visible, the bridge is made up of 7 arches. The other 6 are beneath the shops and houses either side of the riverbank. If you were to walk down this hugely popular shopping street, you'd be forgiven for thinking how modern it all is. But this Roman stone bridge dates back to the 1st century, and the buildings date back to the 13th century. Whilst the bridge is in good condition, signs of disrepair have recently been found in some of the buildings, and a decision was made in 2023 to close the central part of the bridge for urgent repairs, splitting the street in twain. It's hoped that these measures will be quick and painless, with the bridge getting back to normal service as quick as possible.
Not far from a cathedral as well there, isn't it?
Thank you so much for watching this video.
Oh, that
if you
is very
enjoyed
little of them,
please
isn't it?
click the like button. That way YouTube will show it to more people. And please consider subscribing. That way I might see you again. And please have a look at some of the other content on the channel. There's lots of interesting things on there. Well, very nearly interesting.
Okay, he is funny. That man is funny. So, like I said earlier on the beginning and stuff, it's very interesting. I don't think I ever seen any of the bridges with the houses on in person. Because I haven't been in any of the places that he mentioned, so I'm pretty sure that's not the case in me. So yep, and oh look at this, how people in 1899 imagined the year 2000. All episodes, okay. And then we have woman inventors you probably never heard of. That channel is not very newly interesting, but it's very interesting to me though. So I might be coming back to it more often. So, did you ever seen the houses on bridges, or bridges with houses on? If you've been in London. Well, no, the one in London Bridge, the London Bridge is gone, so no. But have you seen any of them that he mentioned? So that'll be kind of interesting. What was your point? Did you realize that you've been there and you've been on the bridge? Thank you very much for watching, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.